Hello there, this is Cheryl Lentz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm looking at my hair, it looks like a mess. I didn't get over to comb it before I came on, so, because I was a little bit late. Well, I started playing, one of my lists that I had to do this week was to make man cards. We have so many florals and beautiful things, but sometimes people struggle with man cards, right? So cards that are suitable. I mean, not that you can't give them flowers, right? You can give them flowers, but there was a set in the new catalog, the January to June catalog, that I fell in love with, and I think is so much fun. It's called Ride the Range, and so that was the card that's what I'm doing today. And this is actually, I think, only the second time I've played with this set. It's on page 68 of your, the newer catalog, the small catalog. My phone keeps moving here. And it's just fun. So I came up with a card today, and I was thinking about now when we're in the second half of our year and the new catalog will come out, I think of using up my designer paper that I have and all that kind of stuff. So I start mixing and matching and doing different things. Hello, Yvonne. And so that's what I did on this card. I sort of mixed and matched. I had in my mind what I wanted. So then I had to search through my designer paper to see what filled the bill. And I came up with a combination of DSP on this one particular card from 3 different sets of designer paper. Totally different, have nothing to do with each other. So it's kind of a fun thing. Hello, everyone from the Invisible Lady. So anyhow, I am going to turn the camera around, and then I will get you started. We'll show you what we're working on. At the end of the year is when I think about using up all my designer paper, using up some of my ribbon, using up the things that I think could retire and that then I don't use in class. Hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. And so also this is when I warn people about to say, listen, if you're in love with our in colors, start ordering the re-inkers now. If you love that color, you know, you won't be able to get it. So don't wait until the end is all I'm saying. Kind of take stock of what you have and order the re-inkers for the in colors that will be retiring before everybody else does. So keep those things in mind when you're looking at what you want to order. This is a nice time to order it because you can still get celebration things for every 50, you know, and that ends on February 28th. So that's coming up pretty quick here too. And then also, don't forget that I had a little warning on Wednesday. I told you about the new paper pumpkin. It's going to be really neat. And you're going to get 4 stencils and a sponge that's extra besides the stamp set that's in it. And it makes 8 cards. So it looks really, really fun. So, okay. With all that said, I'm going to turn the camera around. And we're going to do a little stamping and see what you think about this card. I think it's so cute. I just love it. All right, let's flip this around. So you're going to go for a little ride here. Ta-da, ta-da. I have my paper taped down. So I've been trying to stay. I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger here. Let's go over here and make it bigger. Come on. All right. Sure. Today it doesn't want to. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get you closer is what I'm trying to do. I'm probably shouting in your ear, standing up by the camera. Here we go. Get it straight. Make it bigger. Bigger, bigger. Oh, whoa. Holy cow. There, it got bigger. Okay. Woo. That was scary. Okay. So this is the stamp set. Ride the Range. I love it. When I was a kid, we would go to Louisiana every summer, and my aunt had horses. And so we got to go up on top of this huge, huge, huge propane tank to get on the horse. When I visited as an adult, that propane tank must have shrunk. She said it was the same one, but I can hardly believe it. And it has these fabulous dies that come with it. So it cuts out like the straw bales, the horse, the rider, the cows, the horseshoe, and it has a windmill. I mean, there's some cool things. It has little clouds in here, some extra things, a fence, and then a railing to cut your, or a line to cut your, I'll show you today. So anyhow, I think this is a super cute set, and I had to buy it because life is a journey, enjoy the ride. Hello, Stamping Journey. It was a must-have for me. So that's the set. Here is the card we're gonna make. Ta-da! I'm gonna take that off. So here's the card. Doesn't that look like you're just kind of looking into, like you're just looking into the future? Kind of, I thought it was an interesting combination. So I'm gonna pull out the papers and tell you where they're all from. Where they are all from. So my little railing is from Timeless Tasteful Textures. That's the railing here. And I did put adhesive sheet on there. The backing, this layer here, is from Tasteful Textures also. So to me it looked kind of like burlap, right? I like that look. Then the sky is actually from the Sand and Sea paper. So here's the back side. So sand dollars. Here's this side. To me, that was sky. That looked like sky. And then the grass, which it's the kind of an ombre look. You could use your ombre paper, also ombre from Celebration. In this case, I used, it's called, let's see, Artistry Blooms paper. And so it has different shades. So this was on top of that. But here's the back side. But this side, perfect paper for grass, because it has all these little lines on it, and then you get the nice color variation. So that's that. And then on the one I'm going to do today, we have this lovely windmill that's pretty intricate. And I decided on the card I'm doing today, I'm going to pop that up. So on the back side of my basic gray, I put our foam, our sticky foam, adhesive foam. So on the one we're doing today, could pop up. Now on this one I chose to say, take time for the simple things, but you could put on any of the sayings that are in here would work on the front. And so I just said, take time for the simple things, and then happy birthday with the horseshoe. So in the horseshoe inside, I stamped with the basic gray and then used my light smoky slate blend to color it in. So there we go. That is what we're making today. I'm so excited. So what I did, we have there's this die here that cuts out this shape, which I think you could do for Easter eggs too. If you want to do an Easter card both ways, I think you could, that would maybe work somehow. Anyhow, I digress. Here are the dies. So it has this background die, which I thought was really interesting. Like, what is that for? And to me, it's like a look down or a window, whatever. I'm going to use this designer paper, and I'm going to glue that right over the top of this. I like to have it a little bit more sturdy, right, than the designer paper. So I went ahead and pre-cut this piece here that my designer paper is going to go on top of. And let's see here. I'm going to bring our cutter out, and I'm going to show you how I cut for this paper here to go on top. So let's move this. Let's get our cut and emboss machine out. Let's see if you can see that okay. I know all that DSP, Chris, I was like, okay. So I just pulled it out and I was like, oh, I need a sky, I need this, I need that. And I just went from there. And actually, I just think that worked really well, that the Sand and Sea paper, I was like, oh my goodness sakes, who would have thought? So to get the curve, to make it the same, I just took my paper and cut part of it, because it's down here is going to be the grass, right? So I just cut that as big as I could. Even that out there. Okay. So that one just cuts through here. And then I'll put all my little pieces together, but I just needed that cut. Here we go. pop that off of there. One piece. Look at the waste. Like almost nothing, right? Almost nothing. Use it all paper wisely is what we try to do. All right, and now this is going to be the grass. And I've got this straight piece. So what I would suggest to you is that when I'm cutting like this, I put it, instead of running it through straight through, if you keep doing that, your die will kind of bow a little bit. So I just put it to the side. And I'm going to cut it just like that. So I'm about 3/4 of the way down. And I'm going to cut that through. I'm going to use both sides, both pieces. I'm just cutting it in half with the die at an angle. Okay, put that down, put this over here. Now we have our, my railing. So there was a lot of pieces to cut out on this set, but here's my little railing. And I'm going to try cutting this at the same time, my windmill. Might not be a good idea because of the depth difference, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it, see what happens. There we go. Layering that up and just running it through. I'm going to run it back just because I'm going through that foam a little bit. Okay. And yep, looks like it all cut through. So let's get this out of the way and start our assembly. So much fun. I had so much fun making this card. Let's see here. So here's my template, right, that I'm going to glue onto. Here's my sky. There, it's going to glue right on. And then here's the grassy area. So I put one down, and what I'm going to do is I didn't cut it with the die, so I will put it where I want it, and then I will just trim the edges. So one is going to go up, one is going to go down. I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to put this down here. Line that up. This top piece is going to be on dimensionals, so that'll be popped up so that I can gives it more interest, right? So I'm going to hold them in place like this, and I think what I'm going to do is just turn it over, and so I'm pretty much to the bottom. You can see that. So I just have to trim on the sides. I'm going to glue this one down. I'm going to glue all this down here first, and then I'll cut them up. Okay, so here's my cloudy sky, or my sand dollars. Would not work for the scene I'm looking for, but it sure does look like a kind of a cool sky. There were a lot of them that could have worked for this, for the sky, but I chose this one. I thought it was kind of interesting. Oops. Wiggle around. Let's make sure I have it on there right. Okay. It's just easier when you're working with two different pieces to have the template to glue onto. I know it gives it a little bit more bulk, but I think it looks better that way. So let's glue this baby down. That's going to go all the way to the bottom. There. And then I'm going to cut off the sides. You can see that. Just cut around my template here. There. This one had some glue on it, I think. Okay. Now, I have my little piece that's left. And this piece I'm going to put up on dimensionals. And here's some dimensionals here. So I'm going to go along the bottom and the sides. I know that on this side here is where my windmill is going to go on. So I don't want to go exactly where that is, because that's going to go over here. So I'm going to leave that open for right now, and I'm just going to put one here. Okay. So part of this will be cut off too, so I shouldn't have probably put them as close to the side as I did, but we'll deal with it. This is going to go like this and like this. Yep. I have to turn around and cut some of them off, but that's okay. I'm just lining it up on the template again. A little bit came off. It's all right. There. This kind of reminded me when we were in Florence and we went to a cooking class, and they had these wonderful windows without screens. We're so used to having windows with screens and all the stuff on, and you could look out over this beautiful hillside. It was just gorgeous. Here's our little rail, and that's what it reminded me of, like peering through a window into another dimension. It looked fake. It was so beautiful. It looked fake, and that's kind of what I thought. Oh, it's sort of like when we were looking down. Now this is longer than what I need, and I decided I wanted the 3 on here. So one side you see is short and one side is long. So I went this way so that I could center my my railing in there. So I'm just going to peel that off. I just have to get the paper pulled out here. Come on. The first one I didn't put this on. I didn't realize how delicate it was. But, because if you glue it down, it's pretty skinny to pull on it. Come on. Okay. Try a different point. I'm just trying to get between the paper and there we go. The paper and the DSP, the paper backing. Okay, once I get it, there we go. Ta-da. You can see how thin and narrow that is. So I want to center my railing. Put it on, knowing I'm going to cut off these extra little pieces here. There we go. Ta-da. So it just builds. With this paper being ombre, and you can see that the original one was the other part of it, but it doesn't matter. You can use all of it. Okay, let's put our windmill in here. So I'm always nervous when I stamp directly on the designer paper. You know, because if you make a mistake, you've just used that. But what I generally do, so if I make a mistake and something doesn't work out exactly as I want, I end up putting it, just putting a piece of stamping on cardstock and putting it over the top, like making a banner, right? Almost everything you can fix. Let's see if this will pull off when I pull this off. Some of this might pull out. Nope, it's not gonna. We gotta push this off. We gotta push out my little pieces here. There we go. It's cut. It's just with all the layers on it needs to be just kind of pushed out. So I'm just like putting it down and pulling it up around there. That separates it. With the foam, and you have all these, see all the little pieces coming out here. We'll just pull those out. The other one I just glued down, but I thought it would look cool to be up, but maybe not so cool. What I need is, can you hand me my silicone mat? A silicone mat, Lisa? I'm going to show you. I think there's one in this drawer right here. The adhesive drawer. There we go. So instead of putting this on my paper where it would glue down, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to use my silicone mat look at there, came right out on my finger. But you can use this because you can pull it back up, right? I'm just going to push those out on this mat so I don't have to worry about it sticking to the paper. Let's get these pieces off. It went much easier in my head. But that's okay. I pulled the paper off right away, and that probably wasn't a good idea. There we go. Let's push this out, push it onto the mat, and then pull up. There we go. A couple more pieces. Don't let this deter you. Try it. I did it wrong, so there we go. I can wear these little pieces. Not everything is just perfect right away. But when you get it on there, it's going to look perfect. There we go. I think I have all of them. Push that down. The silicone mat is nice because things don't stick to it, right? So if you're we used it a lot when we were making flowers where you were hot gluing layers and layers of those flowers together. And you could just have it right on that silicone mat. And it peels right off. Washes up nicely. It's a handy little tool. It's in your annual catalog. There we go. Just need to pull these little pieces out, and because otherwise I'll know they're there, and that will bother me. There. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. There's a lot of little tiny pieces. Now when I did it without the foam, it just pushed right out, but I busied it up myself. So I'm going to push this under here. Let it under here a little bit. Way off to the side. There. Let's make it sure it's straight here. Okay. And like that. Just kind of, there we go. I can talk when I color. Apparently I can't talk when I'm gluing. That's still crooked. I'm going to pull it over a little bit more here. This way. Straighten this out. Make sure I get that straight on there. Okay. I think that looks good. Move it over just a little. You can see how pliable it is. It's agreeable. There. Now, ta-da! I like it popped up. Even if it was a little bit more work, I like it popped up. Okay, now I'm going to put the words on. So I used Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight. I love that color. That's one of the in colors. Misty Moonlight. Because I thought it looked good. It was dark enough against the background. So on that one I said, take time for the simple things. I would use Life as a Journey, enjoy the ride, but I think I have to do that when I have the horse. So we're going to go with the simple, take time for the simple things, which is what we should be doing. Enjoying each day. Okay, now let's all cross our fingers and hope this goes on straight. You can see I have the room to put it in. Ta-da! Yay! Okay, let's start layering up things. So here's, I mean, it looks so plain when you have it like that. And then when you layer it all up and put the kind of dark background, so here it's tile or whatever it is on the back side here. And then I like this burlappy. To me it looked like burlap texture. That grouping of papers it's so fun because they have all different shades of the wood, all different types. It's just kind of interesting. And then this just got glued directly on my base here, since I already have some other things popped up. I just kind of centered that on there. like that. There we go. And that can stick on there. Ta-da. I think I'm going to put a little piece of dimensional underneath this. I left this, remember I left this part purposely open so I had room to put my windmill in there. Now I'm just going to cut a little piece of dimensional here and sneak that into the corner. Oops, where'd I put it? There we go. Lordy, lordy, I'm having trouble with all this adhesive today. There. Okay. Ta-da. And I chose to pop that blue out again. I chose to put it on the Misty Moonlight backing. What do you think? I just really like this card. I hope somebody else likes it as much as I do, because I think it's really cool. And actually, this is one of them that we have picked out to make for our Hostess Club. So y'all, look at this card you're gonna make. Yay, it's fun to be in the Hostess Club. We're gonna use up a lot of cool paper there. So that's the front. In the inside, we did Happy Birthday, which is nice. This came with a nice Happy Birthday in this set. So I'm using my Misty Moonlight. And on the horseshoe I put in the corner, I used my basic gray. That's what I used for the windmill. There we go. Kind of put it at a little angle. All right, and then, you know, not all of them work, but you can kind of experiment. And you can use our regular classic ink with your blends. And I just went over it really fast. So this is basic gray, so it's a little bit darker. And I'm using the light, find my word, smoky slate. There we go, to color right over it. Just to fill it in a bit. Layered it up. This is the cinnamon cider paper. Thought that was a good a good color to go with all the tweedy looking stuff, and add a pop of color, but not too bright, kind of subtle and neutral. So the Misty Moonlight and the Cinnamon Cider are both in colors. There we go. Put this in here. Ta-da. There we go. So here's this one. So all of them are a little bit different. They're going to turn out different when you're using the ombre. And the sky is kind of like whatever. But I do like this popped up. So even though it was a little bit, took a little more time, I like the dimension in there. So we'll have to see what you all think. Okay, I am going to turn this camera around. I think that's all I have here. Because you're probably getting, like, people need to go start getting ready to go out for fish fry. Oh, it's only 2:30. It's only 2:30. Too early. Early bird special, I guess. All right, so that's it. So the thing that I want you to do is go into, oh, you see, I like the popped up windmill too. Hi, Cindy. Watching silently. Okay, we'll whisper. I love this set. I'm going to do some more cards on it to show you some more, because I have to use life as a journey, enjoying the ride, because that's my whole thing, you know, right? That's my whole thing. So I will be back on Talking on Tuesday at 2, and then we'll be winging it on Wednesday. So please join me at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. But I will do some more cards and share that with you on Tuesday. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday, but I will share additional cards. So we'll play with this, and those coming to my Hostess Club, hope you like it, because this is one of them that you're going to be making. So thank you. Y'all have a great weekend. Stay warm. Stay safe. We will see you on Tuesday. Bye. Bye-bye.